Do you know what Satan originally was? And people say, well, he was an angel of light and all this, but he was
Mm.
a cherub. And he said, you're the cherub, the anointed cherub that covereth. And in the Hebrew, that word covereth actually meant to protect. Now,
Mm-hmm.
initially, Satan was sent here not just to not he wasn't a falling angel. At first, he hadn't fallen. He was protecting the earth. The question, what was he protecting it from? That's always the mystery I've always wondered. But
Right.
the reason why I think Satan is, I think he's the ultimate snitch. I think he's the ultimate tattletale. He's the ultimate guy that goes in and says, well, this guy didn't do that. I think he's the ultimate
Hold on.
author of confusion.
Hold on
That's
for a
why.
second, though. Hold
Yeah,
on for a second. Hold on for a
go
second.
ahead. Go right ahead.
When you read chapter 1, verse 16, the fire of God, is Satan God?
Of course not. Of
Right.
course not. No.
Now, Buck, also 11. 11 and 16 are the key ones. Read
Well,
11.
okay,
Read 11.
11 says, but put forth thine hand now and touch all that he hath, and he will curse thee to thy face.
There you go.
Okay, but there was that. But before all that happened, there was a hedge about them. He was protected. So God was protecting Job, and he said, remove this hedge that you have, and he'll curse thee to thy face. So what? Oh,
So right. So we
are
know
we in a test?
no, we already
God didn't go before God and accuse of Job of being
Right.
only because he's successful. That's the
right.
whole medium.
Right. So what we're trying to show you is God
Uh-huh.
basically gambled. This is what he done. Satan brought him a bet, and he gambled with the guy. And then now I'm showing you that yes, he removed the hedge. When he removed it, he still done all the damage. It wasn't Satan, because it says the fire of God. Satan ain't God, right? So who is God?
No, but fire, you're using like I could use an analogy of a razor blade. Okay, I can use a razor blade to cut out an illness out of your body, or I can use a razor blade to operate on you and save your life, or I can use a razor blade to cut you to pieces. Fire is the same thing. You can use fire. The fire you're animating the fire as being from God. Okay, fire is all things belong to Him, but the fire was just the tool.
Wait,
Okay,
hold on.
that's
Read
all it
16.
was.
Read 16 again.
Yeah. And while he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, the fire of God is fallen from heaven and hath burned up the sheep and the servants and consumed them. And I only am escaped alone to tell thee. The
Right.
fire of God.
So what
That's
you
right.
so what you talking
And then
about?
when
No,
you go to 11, it says, but now stretch out your hand and strike everything he has, and he will surely curse you.
That's the
So
devil talking to
he
God.
he said, strike everything he has, not just the hedge.
well,
Strike
you're talking
everything
about
he
the
has.
permissibility of why.
No, at the beginning, you told us you said that Satan was the one that done that to Job. We're showing you that Satan didn't do anything, right? We're showing you that God was the one that done
Oh,
everything.
crap. Ever come before God? If Satan had never come before God, would these things have happened?
Huh?
Huh? If
Say it
Satan
again?
had not come before God with the other angels, and God was bragging about Job. Job's a
Uh-huh.
great man. See how he honors me in all his way. And Satan, he says, he only does that because you protect him. Because you protect him. The same way, you're only standing there right now, look, talking to me because you are breathing. You are able to breathe, and that's not voluntary. You're not deciding to do that. You're giving breath, but because it's a gift. Life is a gift.
Wait.
Okay, if God removes that protection from you, okay, that's gone, and you'll say God did that. Okay, well, that's not necessarily that God does evil. He created evil. I agree with you there. It says he
Yeah.
created all things are created and nothing without. But I'm also really, and this is a great because I've got you thinking the
No,
reason
you don't. Wait till
why
you finish so
you
I can
think
talk.
that well, I know you don't know because Isaiah
No,
says there's none that
I said I'm
understands,
waiting
no,
for you to
not
finish to
one.
talk
And
so I can
you'll
talk.
get you're guilty. You don't be guilty of the same thing that that he was guilty of. And that's saying he didn't say he wanted to be God. That's not what Satan said. He said, I wanted to be as the Most High. So pride is what he had. But I see him as the ultimate tattletale and the
So,
ultimate snitch. And he's the
so let me ask you a
ultimate
question.
troublemaker. And also, you seem to think that God is in control of everything that happens. Well, he's not on this world. He
Whoa.
isn't.
Whoa.
Read Ephesians chapter 2, verse
No,
2. What
sir.
does it say? What does Ephesians chapter 2 say? Chapter
What it
2,
say?
verse 2.
Read it.
Okay. And the prince of the power, it says, and you were dead in your trespasses and sins. It says, but God quickened you. And it says it talks about the prince of the power of the air.
Wait, no, read it.
Okay.
Wait,
Okay,
read
I'll
it.
read
Don't.
it.
Yeah, read
I'll
it
read it.
straight.
Ephesians 2, I think it's verse 2.
Then we're going to Daniel 4 and 17.
It's like the way, yeah, it says, you hath he quickened who were dead in trespasses and sins, wherein in time past you walked according to the course of the world. Okay. You think the world is under God's control right now. It's not. It's not. It's under Lucifer's control right now. He's the one that's running the show in this world. That's why you see wars. That's why you see this, what's going on now. That's why ethnos is rising up against ethnos.
Can you go
That's
to
not God. That is from, and he's
can you go
not the
to
author of confusion. Wherein in time past you walked according to the course of this world, according to the prince of the power of the air, the
Mm-hmm.
spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience. So, in other words, you don't have to
We got.
teach a child to do wrong.
can
You
you go
don't
to
have to
Daniel?
teach a child to grab out the cookies out of the cookie jar when you told him not to.
We
You don't
got
have to
that.
teach him that.
That's
He
correct.
will learn that on his own. Okay.
Right.
Why is
So
that?
so let me ask you a question.
Who tell who taught him that?
If you
Go
got
ahead. Ask me.
so let me ask you a question.
Ask,
If you got a child, right, and the child is playing
right.
with and the child is playing with a toy, will you place the knife down there?
Will I do what?
Would
I'm
you
sorry.
place a knife down there while the child is playing with the toy?
No, I would keep it somewhere out of reach and put a latch where he couldn't get to it.
Oh, so you would do that? Why God didn't do that?
Yeah, I would do that. I would do that
So,
because I think we're created in his image, and I think in all he wants the best for us. I think God wants the best for us in all.
how
But
do
there is
how,
a spirit in this world right now that is running this world that is not a good spirit.
so
That is not
hold on, but
a
check this out though.
healthy force on
So
the
hold
earth.
on. Watch this for a second though. You said you won't place the knife down there with the child. Okay, got that.
No,
Well, let me ask you
no.
another question. Would you let a pedophile
I heard that argument. I heard
No, I'm
that
talking about another
argument.
one.
That's
I'm
assuming that
asking
I
another
know
one.
that the guy's a
I'm asking
parent.
a
I would
different one.
not
This is a
let it.
different
No,
one.
absolutely
No,
not.
no, this is a different one. This is a different one. Would you let
Oh,
a
okay.
pedophile? Would you let a pedophile babysit your kids?
No, absolutely not.
Okay, so you just answered two questions. So your morals are higher than God's?
Not the same thing. Not the same.
What?
Not the same thing.
Who left the?
No.
Let me ask you a question. Daniel 4:17 says what? What did Daniel 4:17 say?
Let me read it. Because God gives you just a set of instructions, okay?
Yeah.
And it's up to us to obey those instructions or not. You've got a manual. That's why, and I don't know if you've got,
Get the verse.
Let me read it. Let me read it,
and
and
that's
you
why
talk.
there's been times that,
Hold on, fast. I'll read
Daniel
it, and
chapter,
then you can talk.
go ahead, read it.
I'll read it for you.
Go ahead.
You said 4:17.
4:17.
Yeah, this matter is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomever he will, and set it
Woo!
up over it basis of men.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Who's the ruler of
That
men? Who's the ruler of men?
No, you're
the Most
asking who's
High.
the most high.
Who is the
Yeah,
ruler?
yeah. But read the first
So
part. You can't just read that part. You got to read the first part. This
this,
matter is by the decree of watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones.
right,
Okay, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men. Okay, so
right,
what are you saying?
and
What are you
giveth
saying?
and giveth it to whomever he will, and
That's
setteth up
absolutely.
and
So
setteth
if he wants
up
to give it
over
to
it the
Satan,
basis of men. So when you said that earlier, we were all in agreement, but we're just showing you where the authority comes from.
oh, I agree with that. I
Yeah,
cannot
so
argue that the
he still
authority
can't do
comes
anything.
from the Most
If
High.
America, if somebody dressed in certain clothing attacks another country, we know who did it. We know who sent you. You see what I'm saying? You don't. The soldiers represent a higher authority. They're working for somebody else. So Satan he's doing what he's supposed to do. That's why he hasn't been destroyed. He could easily be destroyed, right?
Oh,
But
he
that's
will
his
be.
job. He's
Easy.
working
Well,
for
he will
somebody.
be, or he won't maybe destroyed. But his day is coming. But the day is not today.
I done heard it all
Today,
before.
the day is not now. He is the
But
person who
look,
has control over this world system right
I
now.
got you. But
That's
look, I
my.
appreciate you. I appreciate you,
Hey,
bro.
man,
I
I
gotta.
appreciate you too. We'll have this conversation some more,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
because
yeah. Come back and
I
talk to me.
I will, man. I'm gonna follow you, Buckology. Okay,
I
you got. Hey,
appreciate you.